Hello, Gopher fans. Welcome to Golden Dunkers Live, the very first installment of Golden Dunkers Live.
You froze on me. You froze on me.
Hey, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're back, Golden Dunkers Live. We're here. I'm your host, Eric Harris Jr. We're here live at the University of Minnesota Gopher men's basketball practice facility here at the Athletes Village. This place is insane, all the bells and whistles. So thanks for hosting us, basketball program. Some of you may remember me from playing a long time ago in 1997 on a team that made a little bit of noise, just a little bit. I was the starting point guard on that 97 Gopher Final Four basketball team, and it was a great experience. On behalf of my teammates and myself, we just want to thank you, great Golden Gopher basketball fans, for all the love and the support that y'all showed us, not only on that magical run in 97, but for the entire time that we donned that maroon and gold uniform. We appreciate it, and thank you. You guys are the best. So, quick plug, 1-833-LOCK-YOU-UP. Once again, 1-833-LOCK-YOU-UP. That's the number you need to call for all of your basketball instruction needs. I believe that the game of basketball is very simple, but we as adults, we complicate things. My specialty was defense. So your young student athlete will get all the tools necessary to be successful, not only on the court, but the tools to be successful in whatever they aspire to be in life. So once again, 1-833-LOCK-YOU-UP. And I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So I look forward to engaging with you on those platforms as well. So thank you. So what is Golden Dunkers Live? Golden Dunkers Live is the only resource for diehard Gopher fans like yourself that were wondering whatever happened to my favorite Gophers from back in the day and what are they doing now? So you're in the right spot. We wanted to create an environment where Gopher fans can huddle up before a very tough Big Ten road game and enjoy a conversation with their favorite Gophers. We're going to air 1 hour before every road game, and you can log on to the Golden Dunkers Facebook page to be able to get linked in. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be very exciting. The opponent tonight, the Michigan Wolverines, had a great time playing against and competing against the Michigan Wolverines. But guess what? They're going down tonight. We're going to beat the Wolverines tonight. We're going to get those guys. So that's a perfect segue into our very, very first guest tonight. This individual needs no introduction to Gopher fans. He is, a great person. I remember the first 2 times I met him, I took away 3 things from that meeting. Number 1, he has a great energy and vibe about him. Number 2, he's very confident, confidence and swag. And lastly, he works extremely hard. So when I saw those 3 things, I automatically said, this kid, not only is he going to be successful in basketball, but he's going to be successful in life for many, many years to come. With that being said, I bring to you Mr. Akeem Springs. What's up, Akeem? How you doing, man?
How you doing? Blessed, man.
How's everything, man? Where you at?
I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta now. And it's the second part of my season, getting ready to take on this next job whenever me and my agents can come together and decide on one. But just getting ready right now. It's been a good process for me. I actually took some time and went home to Mississippi to visit my grandfather who recently had a stroke, and just seeing him go through his process of recovering, going through his mental process of stop doubting himself and knowing that he's gonna walk again. And he's a man of God. He's a guy. He was my pastor growing up. He's still the pastor. So I took some time to do that, but now I'm getting ready to get back at it with this basketball thing.
Beautiful, man. Prayers and condolences you said for your grandfather.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hope everything works out, man. Things happen for a reason, man. So get ready for your next step in regards to your basketball career. But we're gonna go deep in this conversation, man. We're gonna go real deep. I want the people to really, know about your story and know where you came from. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right. So let's start out in your childhood, growing up, man. You grew up in, I don't want to butcher the name, Waukegan?
Waukegan, yes, sir.
Waukegan, Illinois. What was that like, man? Tell us a little bit about that.
So, man, growing up, it was actually it was different than what a lot of kids go through. Like before high school, I think we counted. We went to like 13 schools before high school. Me and my brother growing up, we were back and forth a lot between me and my father, between Waukegan, Illinois, and Greenwood, Mississippi. So it was different. But growing up in Waukegan, I mean, it's outside of Chicago, but you deal with some of the same problems. But it's home, and you know how home is. Everybody pretty much know each other. I grew up around sports, football, basketball, so everybody knew us as the Hoopin family. The Springs was the Hoopin family. My father coached, my uncle coached at the high school. My brother played, my older cousin played. We actually went downstate twice. My older cousin was on the team with me. He was number one, I was number two. So it was home at Waukegan. I can't say more than for Waukegan to say it was home.
Beautiful, man. Your name is dope, man. Your last name, Springs. You can't get a better name than that. Springs, man. That's a dope last name.
I appreciate it, man. You know what? All my teammates want to give me stuff about it because I never dunked. That's why when I actually played for the Gophers, I got my 2 dunks.
Go to, what was that experience like? Any, other top-notch players that played alongside yourself?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the start of the question.
What was your high school career like?
Okay.
What high school did you go to? What other notable players came from your high school program? What was that situation like?
So high school was super dope. I mean, we had a big school. We think we had like 4,200 kids, so we had a really big high school. We had 2 campuses. High school was fun for me. I played football and basketball until my junior year in high school. I started on sophomore for football, played varsity as a freshman, started varsity as a sophomore. And I mean, my career was fun. Like I said, we started off my freshman and sophomore year. I went downstate, so I played AAU with Jabari Parker and a lot of guys that were in the city. So going downstate, I played Simeon and Whitney Young. We were playing against the Jordan Sons. We were playing
all the time. Played against all those boys.
Yeah, all of them, and the Sam Thompson who's still playing. All those guys, but we went downstate. We played against those guys. From my team, we had Jeremy Richmond, who was a McDonald's All-American my freshman and sophomore year. I think class of 2010. But I mean, it was an experience. I learned a lot from those guys, and I think that's why when I transitioned to my college career, it was so easy for me to adapt in different situations because I was the young guy for so long. I was never really around guys that were my peers, so I had to learn from those older guys. I had to see how they led. I got to learn from stuff I didn't like from their leadership. So I mean, high school was dope for me. I mean, we won a lot. I won a lot personally. I had a lot of success. Yeah, I mean, high school was fun for me, but it's really where I made my decision to stick with basketball because before then I played quarterback in football. So basketball season, I did basketball. Everything else, I was working on my arm, working on these different reads and stuff for football. So High school is dope for me.
So would you say you agree with, young student athletes playing all different sports?
Yeah, I definitely agree because you don't know at the end of the day what's going to be for you at a young age. I mean, if you commit to something and just work at it, I believe that you can be really good in that. But there's so many lessons throughout sports, and if you have a kid who shows he's talented in both, I think you don't limit him by saying you got to only play this sport.
Got you. I agree. So what was the recruiting process like? What did your final 3 schools come down to in terms of on your list?
So I'll start here. Recruiting started for me in 8th grade. I think the first school that ever contacted me was Kentucky. And in 8th grade, I didn't understand the magnitude of a Kentucky coming to recruit me. They actually came to a football practice. I remember like it was yesterday. My 9th grade year, like I said, when I was playing quarterback for the sophomore team, Kentucky actually came to the football field and came to a practice. And that's how it started. From there, different things happened. But when it was getting ready for me to make a decision, me and my father, like, I always thought I was Big Ten. So it's kind of full circle that it came back to Minnesota. But I always thought I was a Big Ten kid. I saw the physicality. I grew up watching the Darren Williams, those Illinois teams play. So, I'm like, okay, big guards. That's what I'm a big guard. So I always thought I was Big Ten. But towards the end, I think my last AAU season, I had a few major guys showing interest in about to offer, but the slower they went, the more frustrated I got. So it ended up coming down to a few mid-major schools: Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Northern Illinois, and State School, and I forgot what was the last school. I think I forgot the last school, but those are my 2, and I ended up starting at Northern Illinois. They took me to a J. Cole concert, and also from there. And then it was an in-state school, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go play for an Illinois school and just put the state on. Me and one of my guys back in the day, Fred Van Vliet. We're both
Rockets now,
sir.
Who did you play?
Yeah, play for the Rockets now. Yeah, Fred. Raptors. Yeah. Raptors now.
He's tough.
Me and Fred, because if you guys know the story about Fred, he didn't have a lot of offers coming out of college. Out of high school. I think he had 2 offers, Northern Illinois and the Wichita one. And I remember seeing him at a tournament one time. Like, yo, like we just gonna do the Northern Illinois thing. Like, what's gonna happen? He ended up making this move to Wichita, which turned out great for him. And I ended up going to Northern. So it was cool. I had a bunch of offers, a bunch of different stuff. My grades were always really good. So I had a bunch of Ivy League offers, which was different for Waukegan. I had Yale and Waukegan. Wow. So yeah. So it was different. My hometown never seen Yale. We've heard about it, but they haven't had Yale come to the gym. They didn't have players from Waukegan say, "Where are you going this summer?" I'm taking my official visit to Yale. So it was different, and it was good for me and my family. And also some of my peers to see, we got bigger goals, we got bigger stuff we can accomplish. So that was recruiting for me. It was a frustrating process. I didn't like the stories, and in full circle is kind of what made Minnesota so good for me and made me so sure about Minnesota when it came time for me to come to Minnesota, because the stuff that became familiar during recruiting process.
Sorry to cut you off. How did you was about to go into it?
Yeah, I was going into it. You good though? Yeah. So with the Minnesota thing, it happened my junior year in college. Yeah, so my junior year in college, playing for Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I came, played against the Gophers in Williams. We beat the Gophers and a young Jordan Murphy who. But it was a good game. And so from there, I think that's where the interest started. And as far as the process, Minnesota was the first ones to come. They're the most consistent. Even as I went through different things, Minnesota was always there. Minnesota, I lost my grandmother through that summer that I was going to make my decision about where I would go next. And all the other coaches made it all about the school. What about the school? What about the school? Minnesota took some time back, and even though they they really wanted me, and Coach P really wanted to get this done. He didn't put pressure on me to make a decision. He was like, look, man, we just want you to know that we're here for you. The players all reached out. It was like, look, man, like we just want you to know we all here for you. It was nothing about the game, you know. So I think that's what made the decision for me. And it was ironic. My two decisions before college was Ole Miss. It was going to be Ole Miss or Minnesota. Ole Miss because that's an hour away from my family in Mississippi. You know, so that that was home. My mom could come see all my southern relatives could come see me play in college. And Minnesota was all the way out of the question. Actually, before I came to Minnesota, before I came on the visit, I was just leaving my Ole Miss visit, and I'm like, yeah, Dad, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do the Ole Miss thing. And I wasn't gonna come to the Minnesota visit. It's crazy, but Coach P on the phone, so I ended up coming. Once I got there, I called my dad, like, I don't know, Minnesota looking nice. So I like Minnesota, so it was good. Just it was the family aspect of it, and that's what I tell recruits if I see them around the gym or if they reach out to me asking questions about the program. I say it's a family, and that's the biggest thing about the Gophers for me. Even with the Dunkers and the fans, it's really a family feel. So that's what led me to the Gophers. That's how I got to the Gophers. Coach P and I was Coach Nate Palmer. They were still there at the time. Coach Nate, they did a great job recruiting me. They let me know exactly what would happen. I mean, it's as best as they could, got me prepared for it.
So let me just ask this: the school you were at prior to the Gophers was a 2-year school, or you weren't happy?
That mid-major school, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, in the Horizon League. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, I mean, good conference, tough conference, good conference for guards. Brock Stoll that's on the team now. He was actually there with me before. So that's how it was kind of cool that Brock came in. Coach Jeter was actually there also.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
things connect. Amazing, man.
And also what make it all more home. The guy that recruited me to Wisconsin Milwaukee was the brother of Coach Conroy.
Cool.
Coach Conroy's brother. So they're all at Milwaukee. So that's my Milwaukee tie.
Cool. I always tell young kids, you have to go where they love you. You can't get caught up in big names and big names. You have to go where they love you.
For sure.
So when I didn't honestly know about the University of Minnesota. Somebody said that's a Big Ten program. They start naming names. I'm like, oh, okay. But once you get on the visit, you're sold. People that can get over that cold weather. Once you get over that, you come on a visit. It's a done deal.
And for an athlete, you know, I mean, we come for school, and I'm a guy that's working on my 6 credits away from having my master's, but Williams will sell you the legendary, even right now, just hearing some of the people that I play against, they're like, how was it playing on that raised court? Guys that go to North Carolina, go to these schools, they're like, well, how was it playing at Williams? They want to know how that raised court is. So, I mean, that court is legendary. I mean, the arena is legendary. So
yeah, the fans are amazing. The fans are amazing. So, man, it's great that you decided to, come to the U. And I remember watching the game. It was an unfortunate game, but I watched that game that day when you had that injury, man. But you're a driven dude, man, and I could see by the post that you have all over the room, man.
Yeah. Sure.
So congrats on striving to get that master's too.
Appreciate you. I appreciate that. Definitely. My motto is
that tough situation, man. The perseverance. What did it take to get through that?
God and just and having faith, man. Through that process, I actually talked to a lot of people. I actually talked to Nate Mason when he was going through his injury, and he's still going through it. Just having faith and just knowing that this isn't the end. And in that moment, that was the end for me. That happened at the end of my college career. I was playing well. I was doing things well, and I was looking forward to the next step of my professional career, just different workouts and everything. All of that stuff was gone for me. Pre-draft workouts, anything like that, or even playing postseason, because I had never played postseason as far as the NCAA tournament. So when that got took away from me, honestly, I had a period where I was down, but just having faith, knowing that it wasn't over, and just deciding that, you know what, am I gonna let this injury be the end of me, or am I gonna let it be the thing that starts the second path of my story? You know.
Exactly. Well, congrats, bro. Let's speed our fans up a little bit. Let's talk about what you're doing professionally, where you're at this current phase of your career.
All right. So professionally, I started off the season with the Salt Lake City Stars in the NBA G League. That was a good opportunity for me, a great program, being around the Jazz, being in their practice facility, having some of their guys practice with us, and just being around them was a good opportunity for me. And the biggest thing for me is just being able to learn. Because like I said, I didn't have those pre-draft workouts. I didn't have those things that is typically the next step for you. You know, after college, I didn't have that. So everything is learning to me, learning the game, learning the professionalism of this organization, of the association. So I mean, it's all a learning experience, and also just learning that I'm better than a lot of these guys. Just staying the course, though. The guys that make it are the guys who learn how to stay the course, who learn how to do the things that maybe don't show up on the stat sheet. Being a good player, being a good teammate, being early for everything, working hard, even when you're not getting the
last one to leave.
Man, even when you're not getting the minutes, though, and that's the thing that, especially for a lot of these college guys, that they get discouraged when they first come into college. They're all state, they're all American coming out of high school. It's like now you're in college, like learn, get here, learn, and if you're learning, if you're humble and you're willing to listen, then I think that'll take you far. I think my career will go far. One, because God first, but just because of me being humble and me being always willing to learn.
Yes, sir. Like I said, man, I saw that in you from day one. What's your slogan, man, that you use on social media?
Well, first is God first, and this ain't nothing but some work. Just work. Just work. Yes, sir.
Just work. Put the work in. The results will come, man. Let's switch topics real quick. Akeem, we got those Wolverines tonight, man. Tough place to play in. It used to be Chrysler Arena. I'm not sure if it's still Chrysler Arena, but tough environment to play in. And Michigan is Michigan. You know, they have some studs on that team. But I feel that when our guys are tuned in mentally, man. It's nothing that they can't accomplish. So what's your take on tonight's game?
I didn't talk to Coach before this game. I like to hit Coach going into the big games, like just to see where his head is. But one, I want to say I know Coach got a plan for him. I know the staff got a dynamite plan for him. I know how much they watch film, so I know the plan's gonna be there. And man, I'm super excited for these games, especially after last game, because if we're confident, like you said, and we're locked in, we got problems for everybody. You know, we got problems for everybody when we locked in, because starting with Amir, it's matchup problems. Starting at that's hard, that's tough. Think about that as an opposing coach. Wipe out everything. Okay, who started at the one? Call. It's tough. That's tough. So, you know, I mean, if we put it together, if we play together, if when adversity hits, we gotta to pull everybody's shirts like, look, we're good. I think if that happens, then we'll have a big shot. I say we win it late. I say 4-point game at the end. We win. Somebody hits some free throws because they got a foul at the end. It's a 2-point game. They miss a shot. We come down. We end up winning by 4. That's my prediction.
Springs, there you have it. Akeem Springs, Gophers winning by 4 tonight. There you go, man. We talked about, I call him AC, Amir, but, you know, prior to getting on live, he's a problem, man. Like I said, he has the tools, man. So it's going to be a good game tonight. Give us a quick PG Coach Pitino story, man. A funny story is something about Coach Pitino.
This is the story I tell all the time, because whenever Gopher fans see me, for the longest of times, they bring up the Indiana game that I made the game winner. And they're like, Keen, that was a great game. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I played terrible that game. I started off that game like 0 for 8. But
here or there?
No, it was at home. It was at home. Yeah, it was at home. I remember that game. I started off 0 for 8, but this tells you, and this is my favorite story to tell about Coach P because it shows who he is as a coach. And a lot of times people ask me, how is he as a coach? I say he's a player's coach. If you're not a player, you might not gel with him all the time, but he's a player's coach. So that game, Indiana started off. I remember the first possession I came down, had an in rhythm shot, normally make it, miss. Get a rebound, kick out, miss. Come down again, miss. Okay, cool. So it gets to the point I'm over 8. I have a transition 3 that I normally shoot. I pass it up because I'm over 8. Coach stops. He subs. Shoot the ball. I'm like, Coach, I'm over 8 right now, Coach. Shoot the ball. He's like, you hurt us when you don't shoot the ball. I'm like, okay, Coach. But I end up hitting the game winner, but he subbed for me. He rips me. Puts me right back in, and then I end up hitting the game winner. But what it shows about Coach is he wants you to be confident. Coach is a confident person, a little cocky, but that's who Coach is. He's a little firecracker.
That's that New York
man. That's Coach. So with his players, that's how he is. He wants you to be confident. He wants you to be, no, I know the next one is going in. It helps him, and that's what I want the players to know. Like, that's why I try to tell the current players, like, listen, Coach like the confidence. He like the guys who know what they're gonna do. He likes the guys who know, okay, no, I'm taking this shot and I'm gonna make this shot. He like that. That's good for Coach. But that's my story about Coach P, players coach. I'm looking forward to seeing what he got tonight. I'm hoping that he don't have to take the jacket off. Yeah, if he keep the jacket off, listen, this how we gonna judge the game. If Coach P keeps the jacket on the whole game, we had a good game.
Good game. Okay. Okay.
Good game. Coach P keeps the jacket on.
Yeah, I think Coach Patino, man, he's been showing me nothing but love, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's dope.
Akeem, man, is there anything else that you want to tell these great Gopher fans about? Anything you're doing? Anything you want to promote? Anybody you want to shout out before we get ready for this good game? I got a good feeling. You said we winning by 4. I got a good feeling.
So one, man, Sky U Mon, go Gophers. With anything that I do, God first. I have my God first stuff coming out. Gopher fans, if you want to support, feel free. I drop links. If you got anyone that needs to get better with basketball, my guy Eric got him. Definitely go check him out. But Gopher fans, I just say let's keep supporting the kids. They need it. They feed off of it. We appreciate all of being a former member, knowing how it goes. We appreciate you, fans. We appreciate the things that you do that we may not say thank you for. It's appreciated, and we know that the program wouldn't be where it is without the Dunkers, of course, first, and then the rest of the supporters and fans. We love you guys. Let's get this win tonight, Gophers.
Yes. Social media, Instagram, anything, Facebook?
Facebook, Akeem Springs. Social media is probably Akeem Springs. Just type in Akeem Springs on any of your platforms and you'll find me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Springs, man. Thanks for being the very first guest on Golden Dunkers Live, man. Like I said, I just met you, bro, but I got a lot of love for you. I love the way you approach business, man. School, being the best athlete, basketball player you can be, and you have a consciousnness with you, man. So you're a young dude, but you're a focused individual, man. So I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Man, thanks for having me. Go Dunkers, thanks for having me. Let's go, Sky Uma.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Be sure, people, to follow Golden Dunkers on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Once again, Golden Dunkers on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. We will be airing. Look for more episodes 1 hour before every Gopher road game. You can log on to the Golden Dunkers Facebook page and have some fun with us. That was our very first episode. Thanks for allowing us to get these technical difficulties out the way. It was the first time, but we're going to get it right. So thank you. I enjoy being with you tonight. Thanks to Keith Koch. I'm Eric Harris, and we're signing out. Golden Dunkers Live. Go Gophers.